First thing I built was an SSL bus compressor. Got the ball rolling. Like this got me going in the whole do-it-yourself gear, addiction kind of thing.
And then it's still going on, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Charles, so show us a little bit of what you've made here.
So over here, these are all tube compressors. Starting at the top is a stereo tube. It's kind of like a Tube Tech CL1B, but it has a different side chain to it. That's the only way I can explain it. And I call it a yellow submarine just because of the way I came up with this style, using a bunch of old knobs that I found on eBay.
I like that. Yeah, it looks like a
round
porthole.
meters and
it's a
things
porthole
like that.
there.
Anyway, it really slams hard, it pumps, and it kind of pumps the drums and bass.
It's a fixed ratio?
No, you can change it with that big knob, and yeah, it's hard to explain. You really have to hear it.
And then basically, pretty much just a straight LA2A
Those are
version?
straight LA2As, and they have the A10 UTCs transformers on the back, and I actually made my own opto for those. So, back in the day, we were getting into like the details and making the legit optos and using the right sensors and all that stuff.
Is that pretty tricky to get that in?
Yeah, but it was still fun.
Something different?
Yeah. And so then there's another yellow submarine. And then
sound most the same, but just different aesthetics?
It's identical to the one on the top.
Okay.
Sound-wise. I liked the first one so much I decided to make another one. Then below that is a stereo 1176. Behind you, the white guy in the middle with the blue lights, that is a Very stereo Very Mu. It was a company in Europe and it went under. And it was called the VK1 Very Mu. And so...
It just weren't around very long?
No, because it's expensive to make and expensive to sell, so people probably couldn't afford it. I don't know why. I think parts or some of the engineers formed another company and they do other things that are similar to that now, but not quite the same.
But just in general, building a Very Mu is going to be like way different and more complicated.
It's just a little bit different circuit-wise. It's not more complicated. They're all about the same complexity.
I just remember seeing Fairchild's having so many more tubes and stuff, but that's a different circumstance.
Yeah, over here on the other side of me.
So we got these down here.
Yeah. So like I was saying, over here, it's the Fairchild. That's a whole other beast. Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah.
How it's made.
It's really complicated.
Don't they have like 30 tubes or something crazy like that?
It's got a crazy amount of tubes in it. And mine is not a legit Fairchild. Like it was more of a discussion between me and some other enthusiasts online, most of which are over in Germany. And we came up with this design with some different components and some different tubes being used in them. But it worked out. It was just really hard to get right. Took me
so many different components and so many different things affecting other things. And
yeah, and just hard to get it to calibrate and get it to do the right thing even. And then we had like the timing constants on it. The original Very Mu, or the original Fairchild limiter, was really for printing things onto vinyl. And so the time constants were really long and not very useful for modern music at all. So we came up with alternate time constants to make it more usable. So we tweaked it that way.
Just make him shorter, because before, didn't it have like a 20-second release or something like that?
Look over here on 6 or something. It's just so long, it just never it goes forever. Like that's it. Above that is another LA2A, even though it kind of looks like the 660 Fairchild, which was the single channel version of this, because I used the same knobs and meter. This guy on the top here, first thing I built was an SSL bus compressor. This was like back in 2002, I want to say. It was like all of us were discussing this. And it was kind of like we all agreed, we're going to start with this. We're going to make one of these.
So that's just a stereo linked. Is it stereo or is it mono?
It's stereo.
Okay, yeah. I was
stereo.
thinking if it's bus.
It's like the legit SSL bus compressor from their console, and it sounds great on drums.
Yeah, I like the bus compressor. I use like the E-channel, the Plug-in Alliance. I use the E-channel bus compressor for. I mean, I use that almost. Most of the tracks, I'll put a little bit of that compression in there.
It just sounds good on drums. I wouldn't use it on anything else, at least not mine. But it sounds really good on drum mixes, just kind of for pop music and rock music.
Helps things pop.
And it kind of got the ball rolling. Like this got me going in the whole do-it-yourself gear, addiction kind of thing.
And then it's still going on, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of parlayed that into guitars now
and some pedals
and a couple pedals that I've made, like the Klon and the OCD pedal that I've made. But
I think this is kind of more fun, huh?
This is more fun.
More challenging.
It just seems more gratifying to make a big giant tube piece of outboard gear and actually make it work. The other thing that was really gratifying was this guy, this white guy right in the middle. This is a Neve 1081, a stereo 1081, so 2 channels of a Neve 1081. The complexity of this was
almost as much as the Fairchild.
Maybe even more, as far as solder connections and wiring.
So the inside of that's just packed.
This took me a couple years to put together. I put it away several times and just gave up on it. It was like, no, it's too much.
But it's done.
Yeah, I could pull it out and show it to you someday, or just show you some pictures of the inside. You'd be amazed. It's just like a crazy rat nest of wiring in there.
I wouldn't have thought it would have been that much.
And just getting these switches, the switches with the volume on the top and the dual switches. At that time, getting the switches was like impossible.
People just didn't sell it as a
so we had to get a whole bunch of people together and contact the original company and say,
order like if 1,000 of them or something.
No, there's only 10 of us or something.
Oh.
And that was the problem. They were like, I don't know if we're gonna
make 10 of them.
We don't want to make there's 10 right here. So getting them just to make 100 of them was a challenge for 10 people. So, and they were expensive. Probably the most expensive component on the whole thing. And really? We bought Carnhill transformers and everything for it, just like the Neves have. And that's just
even the transformers are cheaper.
Transformers were way cheaper than the switches, yeah.
Oh, wow. And then what about above that?
So this is some APIs that I designed and made boards for myself.
Is there EQ on that too, or just straight?
These are just 4 channels of API preamplifiers. And this was before you could get kits online. Now you can get like 500 series kits, and I would recommend anybody that wants to get a preamp or get into making their own stuff, just go online and look up the API kits that you can get online. They're great.
And you just have everything.
My gosh. If we had those back in the day, we all would have just bought those instead. But I had to learn how to design PCB boards and send them away and get it back and test them and stuff like that.
More challenging, but probably more rewarding.
Yeah, and you learned a lot. Learned how to use some CAD tools and stuff like that to make boards. So it was fun. And above that is a Red 47, which is, it used to be actually an EMI Red 47.
Similar to this one, right?
Similar to this one. But it got really noisy, so I gutted it And now it's just a Westminster Abbey in a different box. So
it's cool. Just, change it up a bit.
Yeah,
Give
I'd
it a
like to
new
have
look.
all these different flavors of preamps. These are actual Neumann V476 console modules.
Oh, that you just put?
Yeah, a
straight
friend of
there.
mine in Germany gave these to me, and I just designed the rack and put them in it.
Now, the Red 47, have you ever thought about having that as a product that you would put on your site, having this in a rack mount version optional?
No, because the whole point of having this was the aesthetic behind it, and wanted to keep it in line with the aesthetic of our microphones, make it look
A little more unique.
very unique. And really, it was geared towards the consumer that needs one good preamp and one good microphone for their home studio.
And they just have this on the
and they
desktop.
have it on their desk, and people would come in and go, "Oh, I want to, whatever that is."
Yeah, it's like, oh, it looks
I wanna
like
sing
a
through
hot
that.
rod right there.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of the whole story behind the gear.
That's great. Yeah. I mean, I bet you had a lot of fun and a lot of headaches along the way
Yeah,
doing
it
it.
drove my wife crazy. Like, she's just like, "Why are you building all this stuff?" kind of thing.
Yeah. Just, you're like, ask later when it's done.
Yeah.
You don't quite get it. Wait until it's done.
I don't think she still gets it, but she sees the results and kind of can appreciate the journey now. Hindsight.
Yeah. The uphill battle.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks again, Charles. And, can't thank you enough for having us here. So, looking at all the gear you've built, all the products you have, it's just really awesome to check it all out. So, again, check out Charles' website at cathedralpipes.com. There are sound demos for his products on there. So check it out. We'll see y'all later.